I think I've opened 3 full sets in my life, but it's also been over a year since I've opened one. Maybe once I open one, I'll stop opening them. Hard to mulligan turn 2 Wildfire Flagstones, even with, you know, so many lands. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom while my opponent finishes their mulligan. Okay, guess we play Flagstones. You played that prison list and switched Chandras to the main and have been 3-2 inconsistently. Awesome. Prison is definitely a fun deck. Definitely a fun deck. This is... I think this is the APAC promo. It's a different promo on Magic Online, but it's a Rebecca Gay land. Hey, Spider Space. I am doing well. How are you doing? I'm actually feeling great today. I'm awake now and just feeling good. Thanks, Ojitai. Hope you're having a good day today, too. We're playing some Ojitai tomorrow as one of the dono decks. We have Blue-White Miracles with Mazemind Tome. We have Dragonlord Ojitai Stoneblade, and then Elves, Tribal, and we got 2 people racing to donate for the 4th deck, I think, but it could also be you. I watched the AOC stream last night. It was crazy. It was crazy. Mazemind Tome is the new treasure map. That is a big brain statement, Matthew. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate you letting me get to play with Dragonlord Ojitai. I think it's my understanding that Susurrus quit streaming when the Opal got banned. Maybe wrong about that. Put Luris into their hands. I think we have to bolt the Luris. Happy to hear it, Parries. Happy to hear it. Yeah, I know Michael's going to tune in for Elves. Which service is the most solid mana traders? I've been using mana traders for over 2 years now. I really like their service. I would recommend them. There are other options. Card Hoarder, I've heard good things about. There's one more, right? There's one more, like, reputable one. I'm not sure. I wonder if we're supposed to try to bolt them out, actually. I think we are. Sadly, we don't have enough islands to get the Mystic Sanctuary back this bolt, but Poggers? Question mark. Got 2 looks at a bolt or a cantrip into a bolt. Not sure that. I guess like Teferi. So Teferi, Time Raveler plus Fetchland does it. Snapcaster does it. Helix does it. Okay, that's a Fetchland. That's a Mystic Sanctuary. We need Teferi, Cleansing Wildfire. Just any cantrip, any Snapcaster, any Lightning Bolt, another Cryptic Command. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. We have a lot of cards here. Let's look. Wrong deck list. This is exciting. So only 1 more bolt, 3 helixes, 4 wildfires, 4 snapcasters, 3 Teferi, 2 Cryptic Command, 2 Hero of Dominaria, and 3 Shark Typhoon. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21, 22 outs. Remand is probably not a redraw. I don't think they're going to give us a spell. Oh, no, Remand wins because we can remand our own bolt. So that was our 24 outs. Oh, yeah, no, 26 outs. pretty good. It's pretty good, I think. 26 out of 45. Ah! Damn it. So close. I've been watching Simpsons for the first time. I haven't quite perfected my Simpson dough yet, but I'll get there. The Platinum package is really good in this matchup. I think I'm gonna cut one Typhoon for this Second Gust. Well, the next card would have been the Lightning Bolt we put on top with Sanctuary. I'm 26, Ross. I just never watched it when I was younger. Actually, Ross, I started watching it because I was watching your stream one time, and you just were talking about how seasons 1 through 8 of The Simpsons were so good. And I'm on season 3 right now, but I'm watching on your recommendation. Isn't Wildfire the weakest card of the matchup? No, I don't think so. I think that they don't usually play very many basics. It's usually 2 or 3. And it's also really good to Wildfire your own Flagstones. And also Wildfire your own Flagstone sets up for turn 3 Madcap. Have I gotten to the softball episode in season 3? I haven't. I can't remember the last one I watched. Maybe it was the Halloween episode in season 3. It's been a couple days. But I'm liking it a lot. My girlfriend Esther really likes it. And she's been enjoying watching it with me. But she's a big fan of The Simpsons. We keep going. We keep talking about my Lyme disease, kids, was psychosomatic. When it's in all the TVs and magazines and newspapers, you just think you have it. I'm watching it on Disney Plus. I'm gonna keep this one, I guess. Can't Helix on turn 2, which kind of stinks. But it's hard to mulligan in this matchup, and we can cast these 2 cards and these 3 if we draw land, or these 2 if we draw land. Yeah, The Mandalorian's coming out. I had no idea The Mandalorian was coming out this year. It's so exciting. Yeah, everybody has gaps in their knowledge, I'd say that everyone has like one TV show that everyone has seen, that they just haven't watched. For the longest time, for me, it's been The Simpsons. Well, I read them as having Scourge of the Skyclaves with that Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I like The Mandalorian a lot. The show's definitely not perfect, but I think it's the best of all of the new Star Wars content. I shouldn't have said anything. Star Wars is definitely one of those things that it's hard to bring up without the chat going to hell, but I like The Mandalorian. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Okay. I guess this is bad if they have mutagenic growth, but it'll be okay, I think. Holding the path has a lot of value, I think, too. And we can maybe snap Helix next turn if they go Scourge Soulscar Mage or like Scourge Shadow. It would be pretty nice to kill both with one Helix. I like every piece of Star Wars media you like, and I dislike all the ones you dislike, is my official stance on... Yes! Yes! That's what I get for liking only the correct Star Wars things. Woo! I'm having a good day today. I'm having a great day. One Pog to everyone in Champ. Pogs for everyone. Cast another Scourge. Fine. I think I'll discard Gust, I think. I know it gets the Kroxa, but Path gets Kroxa or Shadow or Scourge. Just vibing today. And dude, winning at this game without showing them the Platinum package would be a big deal. I've already screamed Lightning Helix once today. Put Lurrus into their hand. A very strong play. Probably should concede. You can keep playing, I guess. Yeah, they play some number of Kolaghan's Command, which they'll have in their deck either way. But if they have like other, they won't bring in like just Artifact Hate. You know, if they have like a Braid, I doubt they'd bring that in this kind of spot. I would say that we're streets ahead at this point. Yeah, that is a good point. At this point, it's no secret that I really like the Platinum package. Yeah, I didn't get a good night's sleep, but I'm just in a great mood today, and I think I said this earlier. I think I have less of a filter right now because I'm tired, and that's, I think, leading to me having a better time today. So I'll just request that Esther knees me in the back every night. Because she's so short, her knees, and then she like curls up, her knees get right in there. I would take a few digs before stream, but I just really hate day drinking. I always feel like shit. All right, we can just start taking game actions at random at this point, I think, which is, you know, usually a pretty good part of the stream. I'll get back Gust to deal with Kroxa, bounce the Mage, just be fine, you know. No way to lose. Kaladin, 6 months in a row, half a year. Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate you, buddy. Welcome back. Do you have a Platinum membership for being in the Platinum Club? It's actually super cheap because Madcap Experiment is like 25 cents or maybe less than that. I don't even think the Emperions are very much. This hand is actually really good. It's very good that we don't damage ourselves, so they have to do that themselves, and Helix can maybe get our life total above 20, just get rid of all the Scourges. Yeah, the Platinum package, I can't remember when we started calling it that, but that's definitely like the tone we're going for. Subscribe to the Platinum package. The Broccoli Head, 2 months in a row. Hope you're having a good day today, dude. Appreciate ya. So if they just play a Scourge next turn without triggering Prowess, we just get to kill both with the Helix. This deck has kind of fallen off a little bit, but I still think it's pretty good. I feel like it's a little underrepresented at the moment, even. I won't respond to that, Michael. You should know that. Alright. Goodbye, Lightning Helix. The only way I'll say Ashiok is good is for channel points. Because I'll do anything for channel points. Oh, much shorter than that, Spider. Much shorter than that. Hunter, Ashiok is spicy tech. Give me those channel points. Give them to me. Do channel points do anything for streamers? No, they're just kind of a tool to engage the audience, which is good. Like that does help the stream. The fact that you get they give these rewards, it's a nice tool, but does not do any. Does not give me any monetary incentive. I wish I was 5'10", dude. I'd be towering over everybody. Purchase your 3 Force and 4 Typhoons today, being that responsible card purchaser. Hell yeah. I still haven't bought Shark Typhoons yet. Well, I mean, I would have, but I've had to spend a lot of money on like the power supply thing and my friend's wedding. Let's go snap Helix here, I think. I'm gonna do it on my turn. I guess this is bad against Cling to Dust. Would I play Blue Block Ashiok Control as a dono deck? I think that would be a good time. So probably. Depends on like how bad it is. Isn't 5'11" like the average height? 5'10" like the average height? I wish, dude. Everybody's smaller in Texas, so that's kind of like just towering over everybody down here. So we're one. Our life total is just a little too low to snap Helix the Scourge. If we draw another Helix, we can Helix the Scourge. Yeah, everyone says that if everything's bigger in Texas thing is a myth. Everybody's really short over here. They did have a mutagenic growth. I think we're brainstorming. I want to find a Madcap Experiment or a Lightning Bolt or a Path. It's also just so bad if we don't get a Brainstorm off this game. Gonna get a basic island here, I guess. And then they also need to, cast a spell to deal with the Jace because we can chump block with the Scourge. What's my channel settings to get a hype train going? I wasn't aware that there were settings to do it. It just kind of happens when people start subbing and stuff. I don't know how to check that. I thought it was just the same for everybody. Both are attacking at me. I think we're dead to TBR on the Scourge. So TBR on the Scourge. I go down to 12, and then this grows to become a 8/8. And so I don't die. And this saves me more life. But any spell besides TBR that gets cast, this gains me more life, so I think I'll do this. We don't die to TBR anyways. I think they think that we do, but we just don't. Yeah. We're just alive still. Basic island, so this can enter untapped if we wanted to. We do need to draw stuff, I guess. That's kind of stuff. Alright. We are dead to a bolt if we don't find something. I'm going to go Mystic Sanctuary back Gust, so at least we can definitely answer both of their threats here. Okay, so I like leaving Gust up for bolt this turn. So I think that I'd like to maybe go tap bounce their Scourge, hold up Gust, or just tap draw. One of those two. Alright, I'll take a look. Alright, Hype Train settings. Kickoff threshold. You can choose a value between 3 and 25 events. So it looks like 3 events are going to trigger the threshold. Did I say 3? I meant 5, 50. It's 3. I don't know. I think an event is a cheer, a sub, or a don't know. That was for my deck tech redemption. I misspoke. I didn't see it. You submitted a deck list. I know it's no Ashiok. Can you post it in the chat again? I missed it. Alright, let's do this. Dead to lightning bolts. Yes! No lightning bolts! So let's hold up Snap Cryptic this turn. Yeah, no worries, dude. No worries. You've already been killing it. No pressure. I guess let's not die to Fatal Push by making a Shark. The Cryptic Command lock is, I think, one of the most overrated things for these control decks. It's like it just doesn't it just gives them as much time as or more time to draw into a lightning bolt, and it's so mana intensive. Just answer the creatures in spots like this, I think. Nice. I guess now we're dead to Kolaghan's command. I mean, we're dead to that anyways. We could have instant speed the Madcap, but a little too cute. Yeah, but Fatal Push is the best 1 mana removal spell right now, in my opinion. Okay. Oh, it's the Heliod deck. I remember I lost to this deck recently with something. Can't remember what exactly. Land is not ideal. I think it's a good matchup. I will say that the Platinum package is probably not great. Might be something we bring in. The person on the tails end art Teferi. Oh no. It is, yeah, that's definitely the... I actually opened a Teferi out of a pack in person the other day. I have that glowing necklace. It's definitely Teferi. Alright, if we can draw a good interactive spell this turn, I'm pretty happy. That counts. I think that if I want to Mystic Sanctuary, I can do it next turn. Like, if I wanted Teferi into Remand, I can still do that next turn. With Strix help Tempo and Modern, Tempo has lost... Tempo means nothing at this point. The word Tempo and just doesn't mean anything. I hate to be the one to tell you. I just don't know what Tempo means, I guess, anymore. Tempo does... Okay, so Tempo does not mean protect Delver of Secrets. I think that's what people think Tempo means, but... Tempo means getting ahead on board and staying ahead on board, but people still use it to describe, I will counter everything that targets my Delver of Secrets. And so, no, I think is the answer. So this is a collected company that I don't really feel like we can have resolve. Okay. Alright, so let's Mystic Sanctuary back, Path to Exile, and then Cryptic this, I think. I just want to use my Cryptic commands. They're just mini spots where you can just decide not to counter something with Cryptic, and then your opponent doesn't play something else, and then you just don't do anything with your mana on a turn. And you can lose like that pretty easily. I'm just wanting to 1-for-1 and try to get my Teferi down on a relatively clear board. Okay, I think so. I think next turn I'm just gonna play Teferi with Path plus Helix up instead of casting Path right now. Interesting draw. It's a blue card for Force, which is not nothing. Tempo is usually related to mana efficiency, so most Tempo decks forgo powerful cards for efficient cards. Every deck in Modern is a Tempo deck. Every deck in Modern is trying to get ahead on board and stay ahead on board, and with almost without exception these days. And that's our deck is a Tempo deck because we're trying to answer our opponent's spells on curves and resolve a threat and get ahead on board and keep that threat ahead on board. Our opponent's deck is a Tempo deck. Every deck in Modern, with the exception of maybe Fast Combo, is a Tempo deck, Every deck is Splinter Twin, yes. Now you're getting it. It's pretty good. So I think I'm going to Path now. That way I can have Snap Cryptic and Path up next turn. Don't even have to pay 2 life. Does, mean our Teferi is going to get hit for 2, but I think that's probably fine. Yeah, I guess traditional tempo decks, Ross has a good definition. Cheap efficient threats and defensive spells, but that just isn't a viable strategy. And in fact, when I play Delver decks, I usually just don't protect my threats very aggressively. I try to treat them as control decks where my win condition is my 1-mana Delver, my 2-mana Young Pyromancer, and I just put the threat into play and I let it sit there and passively win the game for me. If my opponent answers it, that was a 1-for-1, and I will draw another threat eventually. Is how I've approached playing decks like this for a long time now. And I found more success playing in that way than I found success just trying to protect my threats and ignore my opponent. I'm going to counter this and bounce the Snapcaster. If my opponent's last card is Path, I'm happy with that. But I'd rather draw a Snapcaster here than a random card. Let's see if we can get a basic land count here. They might just be playing 4. I think that they are. Yeah. Tempo decks, traditional Delver tempo decks are a thing on Legacy for sure. Alright, so I don't think I want to bring in the Platinum package. These decks usually do play Utopia Sprawl. However, we've seen Noble Hierarch and Birds of Paradise and Devoted Druid, so I don't think they're on the Arbor Elf Utopia Sprawl plan. Why don't we cut a Wildfire, the Force of Negations, bring in 4 Gust. Maybe I'll play 1 Force over the 4/3 Mand. Oh, whoops. I don't hate that. Maybe on the draw Force is okay against Finale. It's like a decent tempo play. Spooky Mangoes 1 year in a row. 1 year of spooking. I remember this time last year I called you spooky because it was Halloween season and we've made a full lap. Welcome back. Why did I cut the Shadowland? Was it too slow? No use? I thought it was fine. I just thought that it was definitely a flex spot. That spot could have been a second Triome, a second Mystic Sanctuary, a Ghost Quarter, a Field of Ruin. And after testing the second Sanctuary, I decided that was the one I wanted. Yeah, this hand is great. Tails End answers Heliod, but I just don't think it has enough targets. I guess it also hits fetches. They can also just Coco into Heliod or something, and we can't answer it. I think I'm getting Island and then Triome, of course. This is just so... Bolt into Wildfire is such a good start for us. Captain is really good in this spot. I imagine a Walking Ballista is going to be got. Yep. Which we don't have a great answer for right now. I'm going to Helix this on my turn so I can hold up Gust on theirs. I mean, I doubt they would preemptively sack the Captain, but... Let's get back Lightning Bolt. I think the mana efficiency matters more than the 3 life in this spot. Gonna make a 3/3 Shark on turn 4. Probably the most powerful thing to be doing in 2020. If we could choose only one deck to survive, would it be Jeskai Wildfires or Miracles? I don't know. I really love both of these decks. I think both are good. Both have different strengths. And I don't know which I think is currently better. Or which one I think is more fun to play. Are they going to Force? Kind of awkward. So they're going to Coco. And I don't have a blue card for Force. It's pretty good for them. Let's bounce the Druid and hold up Path, Bolt, or Force. Oh, don't veil me. Oh, my life flashed before my eyes. Oh shit, I probably should have +1. Jace's +1 is pretty good. I guess this is fine. But I was saying yesterday, I think that people are wrong. I think it's basically always right to plus Jace. I don't really understand brainstorming. Like, this workshop to the +12 gives you 5 loyalty. You can put cards on the bottom. Might just be able to burn them out here. Yeah, Brainstorm's not even modern legal, so I feel like kind of wrong using Brainstorm. I forgot my kappa. I don't think I can do the face, but I am joking. Remember, if you ever hear me say something that you don't like, I'm joking. So just keep that in mind. She hasn't ever seen The Shining all the way through, which is one of my favorite movies. We've started it many times and like fallen asleep a couple times and had to leave another one. Alright. Modern's weird, dude. What's my favorite Star Trek? I grew up on Star Trek Voyager. Me and my dad would always watch Voyager together, so I just have a really nostalgic spot in my heart for that one. I like Tucker and Dale. Tucker and Dale is good. Kind of sad we couldn't Helix the Druid this turn. But honestly, though, losing to Elves is kind of a privilege, I think. I think you should be pretty happy to lose to Elves. Maybe I'm supposed to Teferi. No, I think getting the Snapcaster as a blocker and just trading with anything is good. Maybe I won't trade with the Elf token because I might just bounce that with Teferi. Elvish Reclaimer in Elves. It's kind of wild. In Modern, card's good in Legacy, but there's no Gaia's Cradle in this format. At least I don't think so. About to lose to Elves. This is turn. That was their turn 4 through a Bolt Snap Bolt. It's pretty sick. I think we're just dead. Right? We Helix one Shaman, block the other one, go to 10. Whatever, I just do this in F6. Well, the flip land Cradle isn't a land on the front half, it's an enchantment. I kind of want to see what they'll tutor with the Reclaimer. I don't have any verdicts in my deck. Very clearly, I'm not prepared for the Elves matchup, which is horrible. Bad deck building. They can also make a loosey-goosey attack like this. Dude, winning this game would be so freaking rad. I haven't done the math yet. So they get a fetch land, and then both of these are 3/4s. But we can bounce one, and then Helix this after the activation. They go to 8 and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can also bounce this, and then take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and go to 1, but we deal with a token permanently in this spot. I'm not shuffling packs, I just have a bunch of Flagstones of Trokair in my hand. So I haven't put it in my binder yet. I mean, we're not legally allowed to concede if we draw Lightning Helix, of course, in any spot ever. That'd do some things here, probably. If we Draw a fetch land, we could get back Helix again. Oh no, we're going to 1 with this line. Yeah, but they of course over prioritize Teferi like everyone always does. Yeah, I bought a bunch of Flagstones because I thought they were undervalued, and then I didn't sell them. Maybe I'll just hold them for a while. We'll see. This looks pretty good. Cut the forces, remands, Teferis, and bring in the Gust and the Platinum package. Should I not tap into Helix? I don't think so. I did think about that, but I thought we were still taking 5. Because we have to bounce the Azuri, right? Bounce 3 Claimer Helix the Azuri. Oh, maybe yeah. Should have gone for that. Didn't think hard enough. Game was in the bag probably. Thank goodness we've been delivered with a turn 3 Platinum Emperion, which probably just wins the game by itself, right? Can't really imagine. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, actually, I said I want to lose the elves. I'll commit. I'll commit. Let's draw a Platinum Emperion. Platinum Emperion off the top one time. Commit to the bit. Commit to the bit. Emperion off the top. Let's give elves a W against Jeskai control. Come on. Give elves a W. Ah, oh, damn it. I tried. Get basic island? That does probably lock me off of double white. I'll just get a Hallowed Fountain. I did not board out Jace. Jace being able to brainstorm these back is relevant, of course. Hit a Rex Sage. Hit a Rex Sage. What would they board in Rex Sage for that's like kind of reasonable? They are still playing. I'm just not sure like what they. Maybe they think Shaman of the Pack works, but it doesn't. Yeah, I did everything I could, I felt. Hardcast Typhoon. Yeah, that's something to bring in Rex Sage for. Sounds strictly correct or something. Alright, let's go ahead and I think upkeep Path the Druid. Trophy could be a card, I guess. Just ramp me into the other one. You're also getting beat down. Ah, Cavern of Souls. Okay. I think I'm just gonna attack and then hold up Snap Path plus Gust. I think Cage is good against them. They don't have their own Graph Digger's Cage because they're playing Coco. Yeah, Dismember could be a card. Just make them commit to doing that next turn, I guess. They put it on top. Rex Sage, Rex Sage. Okay, gonna path the Archdruid. Kind of looks like they have enough to block my Emperion though. Did I click on the right thing? Five, 6, 7. Yeah, not quite. So now they're dead if they take this hit. Yeah, the quad block doesn't do enough. We could also tuck. But I think I'll just, like, you know, play as if they could maybe answer this, because that's, of course, the only way we lose, and, you know, Helix this guy. Do it now because of Court of Calling. We're going to do it anyways. Yeah, tuck Emperion to give them a chance to win. That is a good play, I think. This is their third Coco. They've had a really good draw this game. If they have the 2-mana Lord, they do get to kill my Tef. It's kind of cool. Wow, their draw has been really good. So we Helix a Lord. This becomes a 2/3/2, which is only 7 points of toughness. 2/3/2. Math checks out, I guess. Can't quite hardcast the Platinum. I will Helix this now because it's possible we won't be able to afterwards. And we could just play Teferi and tuck the Druid, but that feels like a bit of a spew. Yeah, we don't get... Whoa, Nissa! Wow. It's kind of cool. Okay, so this lets us Platinum Emperion next turn. Just gonna keep making them chump block, I think. Guess I was supposed to cast the Wildfire first. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad card, at least. We are all still, of course, rooting for our opponent here. 5 elf mana for a kicked Tajuru Paragon. What a name. Reveal the top 6 cards and put Eldritch Archdruid in their hand because it's a druid. It's awesome. And then this is a 5/4/4/4. So they've successfully assembled enough creatures to block. Yeah, I agree. This is probably like a sideboard card for matchups like this, if I had to guess. Oh, I didn't see that elves did well in the challenge. It's cool. You're dead to Cryptic at some point. Yeah, I have three Cryptics in the deck right now. And they have to answer both of these. Good luck. 2 Nissa at the main. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Maelstrom Pulse. I would love to get pulsed here. It's gonna be a very loyal Nissa. This is just for any Cleric, Rogue, or you reveal a top 6 card when you kick it, and then you may put a card that shares a creature type with Paragon, which is Elf, Rogue, Warrior, Wizard. They give back an Archdruid with 2/+1 counters, which is cool. Okay, that probably wins the game. I guess we could play Scalding Tarn, but we can't sacrifice it, so I think I'm just going to hold it to like scare them, I guess. Can't sack a fetch land or pay life to anything with this in play. You got another Paragon? Awesome. They got a Reclamation Sage! They brought in Reclamation Sage. That's awesome. So cool. Kill me, please. I want to lose to elves so bad. They sure are acting like they have another one. I mean, they're dead to this, though. We have the Splinter Twin combo now of wildfiring our own Scalding Tarn when we have Platinum Emperion in play. The list from the challenge had 2 Sages in the sideboard. They got a lot of ability to dig for it. I think they're going to bolt themselves here. Yeah. Tails End counters Nissa, the Rexage ETB ability, Elvish Reclaimer activated ability, fetch lands. Opponent thought we were Stoneblade. Counters Azuri too. I feel like these are good. Could have Jace on the draw. I mean, can you imagine how awesome a screenshot it would be if we got to Tails End a Rexage ETB trigger? I think this is a keep. Kind of slow, but you know, we have maybe 2 pieces of interaction into Madcap. You know, on the draw, we're not unlikely to get to 4 mana on turn 4 here. It's a good start for them, though. Man, their starts have been so good. Maybe Elves is just busted. So I think we need to draw Step Gust the Archdruid. Yeah, always has been. Draw Step was a mistake. I don't think we're supposed to play around Veil of Summer. I don't want them to play Archdruid again here. I know that if they have, you know, I guess you're right, they can't cast upon any instant speed spell they have. I don't know. Dude, losing to Elves would be great. Well, very clearly, because it worked out for me, it was the right play. I think you're right. I don't know. It seems close. Seems close to me. But you are right. There are a lot of things that go poorly if we do it that way. Could have Tails Ended that. We can Tails End the Azuri activated ability, maybe, if we care about that. They've got 2 cards. If you know they have access to a Rexage, we're in bad shape. I cited out my forces. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so how do we feel about maybe using Cryptic Command? If I draw a land, I think that I might... So we could maybe use Cryptic Command to get up to a second... To Madcap Experiment plus Tails End up for the Rexage trigger. Or if we do this, we can Cryptic this turn, and the next turn bolt Azuri or Archdruid, and probably survive even through 1 Rexage. It's just like the Cryptic seems just kind of free to do it once, you know? It's just, is Tails End really that viable to justify 2? No, it's so viable, it justifies 3 sideboard slots. We're playing 3, only boarded in 3. It's just it's so good against the Uro piles. It's the best 2-mana counterspell against them, and it's like replacing Dovin's Veto and Ceremonious Rejection, which is what I had in the sideboard in those slots. Yeah, I guess you're right. It has to be Azuri. It's replacing Rejection and Dovin's Veto, and I think Tails End is about as good, if not maybe even a little better against Mono Green Tron, which is a big part of the reason why we play those cards. And we have the Platinum package for E-Tron, so we kind of have both of those bases covered. And it's really good against Oops All spells, and has just been kind of great overall. It's it's definitely a metagame call. It's certainly not something I think you want to always play. Okay, that is land number 6. So if we're not dead, if we can bolt the Azuri and just not be dead on board to a Rex Sage, then we can go Madcap Experiment with Rex Sage up. But we're probably dead if they have it or if they don't. Could draw another Flagstone or another Cryptic. But bolt Azuri 5, 6, 7, 11. Yeah, sadly, we're dead to Rex Sage. Couldn't play it with Tails End up. Zach, 8 months in a row. More sharks today. Welcome back, dude. Appreciate you, buddy. Reclamation Sage is a druid, or it's something that they can get. They did not find one, though. They choose Elvish Reclaimer. That was a lot of looks. I just know that they got one into their hand last turn off of this. They don't have it! They don't have it! Oh my gosh, today has been so hype. So now we get to cast Madcap Experiment, then Mystic Sanctuary, Cryptic to our hand, attack them for 16 next turn, and we have Tails End up for a Reclamation Sage trigger, which is the main reason. We have Tails End in the deck is to counter the Reclamation Sage trigger. Everose, dude, that's 2 sick resubs in a row. Welcome back, buddy. I would say Reclamation Sage is the main reason to have Tails End in your sideboard right now. Rock Lee, Ojitai. Yeah, this is definitely a good tempo game we're playing. They gave us a really good showing here. Shadow said he hates the Platinum package. Noted. Someone says concede now. Think about it. Nah. Screeves gifting a sub to Ross. Welcome to the Shark Typhoon, Ross. We could Tails in this if it mattered, but it doesn't do anything. Odd Chest, the hype train has left the station. Hell yeah. It's been a good day today so far. So such a clean 16 points of damage to attack for here. Oh, you mean Everose? I see. I know Everose doesn't like the Platinum package, but I like it a lot. And we're 7-1 on the day. 7-1 on the day. We've actually won the last 7 matches in a row after losing round 1. That's a very good constructed rating, Pokey. Yeah, you are Spikelings. You're Spikelings in the Shark Typhoon, and everything on this stream is very branded. We have a slogan for basically every card we cast these days. Someone has revealed Obosh the Prey Piercer. So this is probably the Trophy Leader's Mono Red Prowess deck, and I'm going to mulligan this hand against that deck. But I would have probably kept in the blind. I'll keep this hand, and sadly putting back the Shark Typhoon. Ochef gifting a sub to Ojidaddy, 18 in a row, or 18 total. Pretty sick. We also have, I don't like to talk about viewers too much, but we just have 600 people here. We hit 600 before the Nikachu raid, but, we got the fish in here too helping us out. It's happened a few times before, but I'm happy to see it happen more often. Yeah, the rich get richer, the Twitch scam. No other prowess deck just keeps only 3 drops besides this one. This deck does play a bunch of Blood Moons in the main deck. Maybe I should have played around that a little harder. Blood Moon's not that great against us necessarily because we have Cleansing Wildfire to get us basic lands. But this deck is just so weird. It plays way more mid-rangey than the other prowess variants do. I guess we have to Helix this guy. Not really happy about it, I guess. Cryptic can be good, maybe in a couple turns. Ice Villager 3 months in a row. Appreciate ya. And Sub Baby is born with Coderific. Level 2 Hype Train. Woohoo. Is this a tempo deck or a Splinter Twin deck? Yes. Alright, it's just Hardcast Force on this. Yeah, Maverick Tempo Twin. That's what I would call this deck. Courier and Lava Dart. And I can play the Courier off the Blast Zone. MC Conman, 2 months in a row. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That second month is a really, really important month. Yeah, you can always exclamation point to get the deck list. MO. They didn't... So they have Bone Crusher Giant here. There's no other way they wouldn't play the Bomat, I think. Yeah. It's kind of fine. What's the least important month? There's not one, really. But just the second month is important because, you know, a lot of people will sub for 1 month or they'll get a gifted a sub and leave. But, you know, that second month is the start of a pattern, and those recurring subs are like the only way to have success on Twitch, really. Yeah, I don't really understand this build either. Just the curve is really weird. It plays a lot of cards that don't feel like they work really well with the prowess creatures, but you know, the trophy leader is having success with the deck. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to respond to this trigger. They might sack it. They also get to deny us of gaining 3 life, which is... Yeah, that was a pretty big mistake. I'm trying, Fran. I feel like we just need to transition the beef into tofu, which is where we just say nice things about each other. But I'm having a hard time having beef with you. I just like you too dang much. I feel really clever for calling or figuring out that the opposite of beef should be called tofu, but I bet all the Zoomers in chat are like, yeah, that's what we call the opposite of beef. I'd like to have Cryptic up. We've got some time. We have Snap Helix to gain some more life. They're down to 2 cards, but they also have Dart and Spyro. Another Bone Crusher is pretty good for them. I'll go ahead and take 1. Am I going to Snap Helix or just Helix the Bone Crusher? I'm not sure how important, you know, mana efficiency is here. They hit a Spyro, which stinks. Sander, Wildfire Control's been faring well today. We're 6-1, or 7-1 on the day so far. 3-0 in this current league. Might lose game 1 to this weird mono red Prowess variant, but the Platinum package is really good against the Swift Spear decks, and so even if we lose game 1, I feel pretty good about our chances to win the sideboard games. Getting a lot of life with these helixes this game. We've had a hard time getting triple blue together though. Might not be the worst thing. Assuming their play next turn is, you know, just play Bone Crusher Giants. Get to helix that, hold up Cryptic. Ideally we could find a Teferi or a Jace or a Shark Typhoon to get some advantage. How much worse does the Madcap package when an opponent knows about it? A lot worse. Much worse. But it's also the mono red deck doesn't have a ton of answers to it in the 75 anyways. But because it is worse when your opponent knows about it and is ready for it in the first sideboard game, it's not something I think that you can just play forever. Another light up the stage into Spyro. It's pretty... just kind of crazy that the red deck is drawing so many more cards than us. But... that is the appeal of playing this build over maybe a more traditional one. Discarding a Lava Dart. Is Shark Typhoon the primary win con with Emperion in play? I mean, no, the primary win con with Emperion in play is Emperion, but there are lots of win conditions in the deck. Let's pass and hold up Cryptic this turn. I think I'd like to Cryptic the Bone Crusher Giant. Hope they're almost out of gas. They also have Oba. They're just not almost out of gas. They just have so much more gas. They have Lava Darts and Firebolts and Obosh and Spyro. I am happy to see a draw like this from them, because I was having trouble kind of figuring out this deck, but it's just so grindy. It also probably presents a reasonably fast clock. They're just gonna get back a Spyro. What does it take to be trophy leader? You have to play a lot and win a lot. It's usually a bit easier if the deck you play is fast. Targeting this, I think, so that way we can try to get a big shark in play, and that can be a way to win. Or go like Teferi or Jace into something. Force of Negations are not the spells we want to be drawing. Sergeant Snuckles wants me to say Death Cloud is really good in this meta. I've never really understood Death Cloud, to be honest, but I have said that it's good. Honoring the channel point redemption option. I feel like even in like the decks built around Death Cloud is just not that good. I think our opponent's just trying to not overcommit into a sweeper because they just have so many grindy cards here. They've got like 3 Lava Darts, 2 Lava Darts, Obosh, another Seasoned Pyromancer, a Firebolt. I just think they're trying to not overcommit into a Supreme Verdict. They just don't need to be in a rush here. They also have Bone Crusher. We need to go like Teferi, Hero of Dominaria into Cryptic Command to win this game. Okay, thankfully we get to 104.3A here. For those of you who don't know, because it does seem like we've got some new people in the chat today, a player may concede the game at any time. A player who concedes the game leaves the game immediately, and that player loses the game. Alright, so we'll cut the Remands. This deck does play Blood Moon. I kind of don't like Path against them. They just have so many mana sinks, but Path does answer Obosh, but we also have all these Gusts for Obosh. Teferi for Obosh, maybe. Kind of into cutting them. Play like 1 Force of Negation. Wildfire fixes our mana underneath Blood Moon. I think we probably want all 4. Can also answer Blast Zone, which is maybe their only out to Platinum Emperion. Could cut a Time Raveler and a Typhoon, I think. Yeah, they just have so many mana sinks. I think I don't want to be pathing them. I'm also going to get some water while we wait for game 2. Yeah, the O-Stones are something that comes in, but I also think the O-Stones... I've seen... My opponents have sided an O-Stone against me in the past, and they just don't seem very good. Even if they do side an O-Stone against Emperion, they have that is a 8-mana answer to our 4-drop, which is kind of fine. How do I feel this deck's matchup against traditional blue-white control shells? Not favored. You're usually not favored against most of the other grindy decks, but I tend to feel like I'm very comfortable in control mirrors, and I can, sometimes outplay my opponents. But if it's not very good against traditional blue-white decks in my experience, not great against the Uro piles either. And if both players play perfectly, it's usually the other blue deck that's favored. But you can win bad matchups, you can lose good ones. And I think this deck is better against most linear strategies than most other control decks in the format at the moment. Okay, keeping this. I mean, yeah. Wildfire Flagstones is like the big advantage, I think. I think I'm getting a Steam Vince with this. I mean, now I am, so I can just bolt the Bomat, but I want to get a Triome with the second Flagstones I play here. Cleansing Wildfire is the best draw, I think. Not quite that lucky. This hand is bad against Blood Moon, that's true. But we have lots of cards that are good against it. Cleansing Wildfire, Aether Gust, Madcap Experiment. Could get a basic Plains off Flagstones if Blood Moon was something we felt like we were worried about. But I'm going to have the ability to cast Cryptic next turn instead. Is our opponent in the tank here? Might restart my clients. Haven't done that in a while. While our opponent is in the tank. Ah, we got an update. This is my Pathfinder party. Friend Madison, who drew this painting. This is me, and then this is Esther. It's my friend Dalton, and then Madison's husband Michael. Yeah, professional Magic players restart their client every couple of turns. It's crew number 2 because we got TPK'd a couple months ago. Yeah, I look rather tall in this painting. I'm just trying to live out my fantasy of being tall. Someone, Spider Space said he thought I was 5'10", and I wish I was 5'10", dude. I wish I was 5'10". What's TPK? Team Party Kill. Everybody dies in an encounter. I thought I just answered how tall I was. How tall I am is I wish I was 5'10". Is that not clear? What killed us? A sea devil. It's like kind of like a sea elf, but he was calling them sea devils, and his pet shark. It was pretty brutal. We just kept getting one shot. Hopefully Magic Online comes back at some point. You always imagine I was the middle one. Yeah, this is what I look like in real life. And then this is Athena right here. Yeah, dying by shark is pretty flavorful for me, I guess. Okay, let's read this real quick. Good thing I'm a speed reader. If I cast Cleansing Wildfire on a Flagstones when Blood Moon is out, does the ability trigger? It does not. It does not. They're pillaging my Triome. That stinks. Yep, they boarded in Pillage. Yeah, that's a good answer to Emperion for sure. Jeez. Yeah, they should have targeted the Flagstones, though. They discarded Relic and Bone Crusher Giant. And they cast a Soulscar Mage. None of this is ideal. We updated our client and we're still ahead on time against the mono red deck. Alright, let me Helix this Seasoned Pyromancer. I value the Teferi here because if we can draw a land, we can instant speed this and maybe get it around another pillage. Hopefully. I mean, if they have another pillage, they just kill my Stevens, I guess. If they bolt the Teferi here, that's fine, I think. This deck is so grindy. Do I bring in the Madcap package from Blue-Red Breach against Etron / Big Mana? Only against Etron, no other big mana deck. They put Obosh into their hand instead of casting either of these. And now we can instant speed Madcap Experiment. Yeah, Soulscar Mage, definitely something I'm concerned about. If they don't kill my Teferi pre-combat, which they are doing right now, we could flash in, the Emperion and then block. Relic is fine. One of their two cards in hand is Obosh. If their one unknown card is Lightning Bolt exactly, this block doesn't work. So I don't think that it's worth playing around. I think we'll surprise our opponent here. I think we're good on mods here for the time being. I feel like the mods don't usually have anything to do. But that can maybe change. We can reevaluate later. But I think we're good for now. I do appreciate you reaching out. Obosh and Soulscar interact poorly. I don't know. Maybe I'll Cryptic the Obosh though. So they're not playing Obosh. Kind of scares me. I'm going to make a 1/1 Shark, and maybe if they like respawn by throwing some burn at this, we can bolt the Mage. Maybe I was supposed to bolt the Mage there. They get on to 11, which is a Lightning Bolt and a Cryptic Command. Is this them just taking up Blast Zone? It's kind of fine. Make me a mod and I'll ban anyone that says you should out-electrolyze the Jeskai. I don't think too many people are still living in the past like that, or at least I hope not. Honestly, Relic is better against their deck than ours, I think. They have more cards that are relevant in the graveyard than we do. And his Obosh mystery card. I think I'm just gonna let this hit me. I'm gonna try to tap their team, I think, and draw a card with Cryptic, but I don't want to tap their team now. Just have them play Obosh and chump with it. I love Electrolyze too. I've cast many Electrolyzes in my life. The card is I don't believe modern playable any longer. So this deck does have 4 Pillage in its sideboard. I wasn't sure that they were going to bring them in, but it seems like they have. So we could cut the Platinum package on the draw. But it's not like their Pillages have no targets anyways. We could play more Force of Negation. We could play more Force of Negation, which is good against their Pillage, kind of. And we could like have Force up for the Madcap. Kind of into this. I just don't think we have the luxury of siding out the package. Keeping this. It's kind of a slow hand, but I really do like that we have Force to protect a Madcap Experiment if we draw one. You got 4 of those in the deck. Assuming we don't draw any cheap spells here, I will probably just run out of Snapcaster on turn 2 to try to block this. Maybe I shouldn't be F6. I'm not gonna force a light up the stage here though. I'm not gonna force a Relic. I'm not gonna force anything. I don't think. No. They don't have another land. Amazing. Kind of unreal, to be honest. Would I force Boom Bust? Of course. I didn't say that because I thought it was so obvious. So this indicates to me that they drew a land. I think that they would just try to cast one of these light up the stages if they didn't, but I'm still going to try to take this trade. Bit of a bummer. They do lose one of the light up the stages. I'm not going to counter this. They found a Blood Moon and a Pillage off the top, which we can force either one. Now, light up the stage is not great with all of these very expensive cards that they tend to play. Yeah, let me actually... I'm just going to play Scalding Tarn. If they play Pillage, I'll hardcast Force. If they play Blood Moon, I'll Helix the Swift Spear. And then Teferi bounce the Blood Moon, I think. And if they just don't have a land, then we'll Helix the... Probably this, yeah, the Swift Spear, because it's better to Teferi bounce Soulscar Mage. I think Monastery Swift Spear is the best creature in Modern at the moment. It's kind of subjective, I guess, but it's my pick at least. Guess I could have waited to, yeah, could have waited to play my land there. Coulda, shoulda. So we could draw step Cleansing Wildfire, one of our opponent's lands, to just effectively tap it down for a turn if we wanted to. I think that I'd rather, because we have the Fun Raveler in play, they may not play a spell pre-combat, and we could actually trade a Snapcaster for a Soulscar Mage and then Helix the other copy. I think that that's maybe something I don't want to pass up on. And if they do cast a spell pre-combat or whatever, we can just kill one of them and then bounce the other one next turn. They're going to pillage my Triome, which I think is just kind of fine. Or we could, instead of it just letting it happen, just Wildfire our thing in response. Get a nice 2-for-1. Maybe tapped poorly. Hard to say for sure. Hard to say for sure. That is a new use for Cleansing Wildfire. Hadn't found that one before. Could Helix snap Helix here? Oh, but I think that this mage is maybe a little too bounceable. Best creature in the format is Shark Token. Oh, I forgot about that one. It's like, I think it's either Monastery Swift Spear or Primeval Titan are probably my top 2 picks. Maybe Uro, but probably not. Yeah, I don't think I care about this Teferi enough to force. I think I should have Helixed the Soulscar Mage in response though, so they couldn't respond. That was an oopsie, a certified oops. They play their mage again, I'm assuming. So I think we just snap. Oh no, we can't snap. So we don't have quadruple blue. We can't snap Helix the Mage and hold up Cryptic. I'll just pass then. Shouldn't have shocked. I think we have enough life though that it won't come back to bite us too hard. Gonna counter draw. Now bolt this. We're pretty close to hard casting Platinum Emperion. Just 1 mana off. Okay, we can't snap Cryptic, so I'll just snap Wildfire. Kind of streets ahead here. I'd rather hold up Hardcast Force than cycle this Wildfire again. It is nice that this can get us our 3rd basic island, so Blood Moon just won't be that big a deal if they play it. We also do now have Emperion mana. Yeah, I think we just don't care too much about this Blood Moon. We also have 4 Gust if it becomes a problem somehow. Well, pretty easy decision here. Oh. Now we have Bolt and Force up. I think my opponent's scooping it in, or packing it up though. 4-0. We've won our last 8 matches with this deck. 8-1 on the day. Do I think I could easily play 9 rounds of day 1 of Jeskai Wildfires without having fatigue issues? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I play 15 to 20 matches a day. every day, so I don't think so. And I have played mini control decks at GPs in the past, and I've only felt really fatigued in a couple of tournaments ever. I'm definitely not as young and spry as I used to be. A spry earring spike. Humans is a bad matchup. Not really happy to see them, but we have a good hand against them for whatever that's worth. Yeah, I don't think I get too fatigued now. Why Vince over Tarn there? I wanted to cast Lightning Helix this turn, and then that's basically it. I probably want to get a Triome with this. No, humans is a bad matchup. It's not terrible, but they're favored, I think. I know that we have just a pile of bolts and helixes and snapcasters, and those cards are good, but Wildfire isn't great. Although it actually looks okay here. Wildfire isn't, usually great, and it I guess I maybe should have cast that off the steam vents before I fetched. And our win conditions also aren't great against them. The Teferis, the Jaces, the Typhoons, they just don't line up that well against humans. And so, and we also don't have a strong sideboard, and we also have Force of Negations and Remands, which are, I think, just actively bad in the matchup. So certainly not the worst matchup in Modern, and very winnable, but I don't think that Jeskai is favored against humans. It's not, it's just no longer 2014. Yeah, you do bring in the Platinum package against them. The Platinum package, one thing I like about it is that it covers your bases against the burn decks, covers your bases against Dredge, covers your bases against Etron. It's good against Oops All spells. It comes in a lot, of course, is what I'm saying. Comes in a lot. But also, it just gives you, I think I'm going to path the champ here. Comes in a lot and gives you the ability to cut your Remands and Force of Negations against the Vile decks, where if it's so hard to have 7 cards to bring in for a deck like Humans or Vile out of your, or Humans or Taxes out of your sideboard in Modern. It's really, really hard to have 7 sideboard cards for these Vile matchups and have a reasonable sideboard against the rest of the field. And that's why I like the Platinum package so much, is because it just gives you, a good plan against a plethora of mini decks. And even it's weird because, you might think that 6 cards in your sideboard is a really taxing thing to have these 6 cards filling up your sideboard. But in my opinion, it actually saves you usually 2 sideboard slots. And then you get to play your techie tails in for the Uro piles, which is nice. It is really good that for us that Humans plays, almost exclusively at sorcery speed, so just don't need to play around anything too hard. I'll let this go, and then I snap bolt or I guess we have to snap path the guy because of the Exalted trigger. But they don't have another basic anyways. And now, actually, Cleansing Wildfire should be Stone Rain, draw a card. Which is pretty good. Why are we not bolting this General Kudril to hold up Cryptic Command for something scarier? We can just take damage. Can my highest tier level sub be the Platinum package? No, because I don't want anybody to subscribe at a higher tier than 1. A tier 1 sub is plenty. Anything above and beyond is, of course, appreciated, but I don't want to give extra tiers or extra incentives for higher tier subs, because I just don't want to incentivize a higher subscription, I guess. Do you want to bounce Snapcaster? I kind of just want to bounce the Vial. Maybe trade here. Could force the Vial. I don't think I will. Why not bounce Hierarch? I don't think Hierarch is doing very much here. And Vial makes things messy. Just bouncing it is usually a good tempo play. But like they can get tricky with this down the line, of course. Pretty happy to take this trade, I guess. Put 3 cards left in their hand. Yeah, Beeston, I do appreciate, you know, the higher subscriptions. Like, I definitely feel the love, and, you know, I'm not going to say no, and it is very sweet of you to do it, but it's also just not necessary. I think $5 a month is plenty for, you know, this stream, and anything else is just more than I'd ask. Winning game 1 is nice because, again, I don't think we're favored in this matchup. I think it's close, but I think that they have the edge. I think this is the sideboard plan. I think I like Mystical Dispute a little more than I like Aether Gust or Remand in this matchup. You know, Dispute gets Phantasmal Image even through a Cavern of Souls, gets Mantis Rider, Meddling Mage, and for 1 mana is kind of nice too. And I usually do bring in some number of Aether Gust if I just don't have other cards to bring in. Just 1-for-1ing Mantis Rider is okay. But I think that the Platinum package is just better than the blue cards for the most part. Yeah, I do think that I mean, we do have Shark Typhoons. I think keeping some number of Reflector Mages is fine. This thing kind of stinks. Get a mulligan. Sand kind of stinks too, but I think that now that we've already taken 1 mulligan, we probably need to keep. Yeah, I just don't think we can keep that 7-card hand on the draw. Would love for them to not play Thalia and for us to draw Cleansing Wildfire. Yeah, 4 drops are better on turn 3, baby. 4 drops are better on turn 3, especially in a Jeskai deck. I mean, if they did board out all their Reflector Mages and have no deputies, you know, this does just win. But now that they know about it, like, it's not gonna just win. Yeah, hand's pretty bad. I just don't think he can go to 5 with this hand. I'd really like to get a trophy, though, after 4-1ing 3 leagues in a row yesterday. That is true. Deputy is a pretty bad answer to the Platinum package. Play the land they don't know about? Maybe. I kind of feel like maybe I just prioritize thinning a little too highly in spots like this. It's probably just true. I mean, they don't have a very quick clock. It is possible we just, you know, kill this, cast this, and win the game. Got 4 cards left. Did they mulligan? No, they kept 7. I think I just play that to block this. I mean, we can cast Madcap Experiment, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Helix, so it's not the worst thing ever. It's certainly not good for us, though. I mean, Magus of the Moon also stops them from playing a lot of things here. Oh, I should have played. We could have just. I should have played this. So if we drew an island, we could cast this card. Okay, now we can't cast this card regardless. So Bolt, Helix, Madcap Experiment are good draws. Path is a good draw. Yeah, Magus is, you know, fine for them here. It's just not definitely better for them than it is for us. I mean, if they have no Reflector Mages in their deck, or, you know, there is a chance they just can't beat this. And I feel like the chances of that are higher if they have boarded in Magus. At the very least, they can't answer it right now. Maybe I should have attacked first. Or maybe they're going to think about blocking so they can sack their Canopy lands here. If I draw an island, I think I'm just tucking Vial. Are they trying to sack this Canopy land? Oh, they're just playing a second Vial. Had to pay the Thalia toll. Okay. Sorry. Oh my god, it's a Lightning Helix! I can't believe it! I'm not sure what it's targeting, though. Maybe this attack is super loose. I feel like I'm kind of down for a gang block, though. Okay. Shit. Didn't play around this. I think I'd rather just do this rather than Helix. We can't Helix this turn because of Thalia. They also might chump block with their Magus to... Yeah, it's not like we could gain life anyways. It's kind of fun. Our hand was so bad, too. It just cheeses so many games. With me throughout the match. Top deck. I'm way less like... Nihilist, thank you for a Twitch Prime, a follow, and a back-to-back. That's awesome. That's awesome. Our opponent... To recap, Emperion, and Lightning Helix. Fine if we get to this attack. I like this block on uncastable Cryptic. Like that. I don't think I was completely innocent. 8-1, playing for 9-1. Thoughts on a silence? I don't believe that a silence. Later, Chico. Teferi, we'll red mana. We have 5-0'd. We're 9-1 on the day, which is rad. I should start selling these. I just have too many play points. For the stream, I will open these to keep up the 5-0 hype. Ooh, boy. Should always Bolas the Citadel. Beautiful Chromox. This is awesome. Every time I see Evangelion, most overhyped card coming out of Zendikar, Godless Shrine, Windswept Heath, Massive did earlier. Okay, let's run it back. Let's run it.